We have just opened a thread on our social media platforms, on Twitter and on Facebook. Arsenal fans, we're talking to you guys now. Wenger has decided to stay at the Emirates. Does it excite you, Cosmos?
Well,
you follow the club. Wenger is going nowhere.
Well, the report this evening is that he's been he has agreed to a 2-year deal at verbally at Arsenal. Announcement should be made Wednesday or Thursday. Of course, on the bounce of winning the FA Cup, certainly he will tell you that, okay, fine, yes, we had a very torrid season, but then just look at the finals of the FA Cup. We were determined and we played well. We can be able to do things despite the fact that he's had his worst year in his 21-year sojourn. And yesterday he actually met with Kroenke, also met with Ngazidis, and of course met with the board today. And of course the board were told about the fact that he has agreed to a 2-year deal, and you know, some changes will be made and all that. For me, I feel this is probably his final season. Maybe usually they give him a 3-year deal, but this one they just give him a 2-year deal, probably to source for his successor. Yes, the big disappointment in the fact that they couldn't qualify for the Champions League. We probably have said that Arsene Wenger should probably throw in the towel or something, but then he has decided to stay on, and that is very key, because if he's going to stay on, that means that there are chances that the likes of Sanchez might probably stay, the chances that the likes of Mesut Ozil will stay, and some other players who are probably wanting to go. Some of them are saying that they just want to see who is in charge of the club, to know if their decision is to stay or to go. That is not saying that some of them will stay, or that is not saying that some of them might probably go. But then, will it be a good domain for the club? I just feel that it's only left to be seen, because this past season, despite the fact that they won the FA Cup, it's pretty much a very disappointing one.
Yeah, I mean, fans are not smiling. They are not smiling. That
it depends on the fans you're talking to.
Yeah, it depends on the fans.
Not the board. Not the board, but the fans on the streets, not bragging rights anymore. Now, I know you have for Champions League. The league title is a far cry from it. But if you want to look at Wenger holistically, has he done bad in leading Arsenal?
Let's look at it from all the angles. For the club, this is a common sense decision. You don't want what happened to Manchester to happen to Arsenal. Stability is key.
That's right.
And the issue is not even the person of Wenger or his credentials. No, you want stability for the club.
And more
now,
money.
What all of this has done is that the manager is on the ropes. He's on the ropes. You could see, even though some of those pictures were not this year, but was, I think, the year before, but you could see even in the board meeting, he's not as confident as he used to be. And before the news about him agreeing verbally, he says, look, the board will determine. And a lot of people will tell you before that Wenger was the board, you know, but he has gotten to a position where the displeasure is clear. But for the sake of the club, stability is key. Now, the real question is whether or not he will be allowed to choose his successor, like Cosmos said. I think all of this is just to pave way so that there can be stability. And look, there's a lot of positives you could take away from this, that this club, the owners of this club, are looking in the long term. And who knows, a whole number of people do agree that this was the best decision the club could have taken. You can have your views about the manager, whether or not, but I'm just hoping that this will make him sit up, you know, probably will not be as stubborn as he used to be, and sign off with something that will remind him, because the last few years have made a lot of people forget his early achievements. And a lot of people are saying, look, whatever has a beginning must have an end. So he knows that the time will come to an end. So we want to see, a lot of people want to see if the desire, you know, to win something is still there, or maybe he's just master of, what did Joseph say the other time? Maybe he's just a specialist.
well, the desire is that with the way they won the FA Cup.
So we'll see.
Okay, you keep those comments coming. Me and Cosmos, listen to their views. You know that it's more of the club than Wenger. But keep those comments coming. Let's go to Borussia Dortmund.
Yeah.
I was come Thomas Tuchel, fairly good if you want to look at how Borussia Dortmund did at the UEFA Champions League. But Tuchel has been shown the way out.
Well, and I think it's not for footballing reason. I think it has to do with issues with the football director, issues with the club, and of course, basically sentimental issues, which for me might affect the team. I mean, after Jurgen Klopp, after the final 6 months of Jurgen Klopp, where he pretty much didn't do very well, and he had to leave, they had to go back to the source of getting their best coach. I mean, they had to go back to Mainz, got a Tuchel who actually came back, stabilized the ship, and tried as much as possible to compete with the Borussia Dortmund. Yes, and Leipzig came and wowed everybody, but then they were able to continue, and of course they won the German Cup in that one. Young players in that one, and you felt that there should be continuity in this one. But for sentimental reasons, they just had to let him go, which is very bad one.
The decision had been made before.
Yeah,
exactly.
It wasn't going to matter whether he won the German Cup or
the Bundesliga.
Maybe if he had won the Champions League.
Maybe Champions League.
Probably
the Bundesliga.
If they got to the final,
in fairness to the club, the gap between Bayern and Dortmund seemed to be widening. And if you are in a key position in Dortmund, that would worry you.
That's right.
You could argue that Bayern have all the money, they could lure the players, but even at that, Jurgen Klopp was able to win 2 league titles back to back with that same Bayern, with all the Arsenal, with all the money that they have. Maybe, I'm just saying maybe, that was what prompted, but he could live with his heads high. I mean,
won the German Cup.
Won the German Cup, did well, and did so at the expense of Bayern.
Exactly.
They beat them at some stage. So
exactly. But I just feel it's going to affect them because of the longevity. I mean, it's supposed to be a long-term thing.
The club has a philosophy. Players are hired to be fired, so they will leave and they will come, and one will come back. I mean, 1 minute, let's run through what's going on at the French Open.
Well, I mean, a lot of surprises for me. Angelique Kerber, number one out since the first day tournament started. My smart money on the top 3 ladies left. You're looking at Karolina Pliskova, Gabriel Muguruza, let's not forget, she's defending champion. Simona Halep was a junior champion. Here in Paris, so we'll see. And for the guys as well, I'm still going to go with the top 3: Andy Murray, Djokovic, and Stan. Even though Tanis Kokinakis pushed Stanislas Wawrinka. No, I didn't mention Nadal. Nadal is in a class. Nadal.
The class of his own.
Nadal for the French. Nadal. Then
he could win the 10th one.
Yeah, this year has been a lot of 10s for him in Rome.
First person to win 10 Grand Slams if he does that.
But we don't have 10 minutes to talk about that. So thank you so much, Yemi Adebayo. Thank you, Cosmos Chukwuemeka, and of course thanks to you wherever you are in the world watching us. Let's do this again tomorrow. But till then, I'm Austin Okonakwan. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.